All right, MMA Maniacs, it's time once again for your weekly MMA podcast brought to you from the Ruloff Family Inc. studios. It is Bueller and Dodge bringing you the news of MMA, checking out the upcoming fights, the past fights as well. And you can get us on Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes. Subscribe there. You won't miss a show. Also at our website, which is, no, it's not that. It's also at our website, which is splitdecisionmma.com. Take out the MMA in there, and then it works. Go check out Americana.rocks, Americana.rocks. Take out the MMA.
Read it again, sir.
No, take it, but it's supposed to be
org.
.rocks.
That's org.
Oh, MMA.org works, but Americana.rocks is different?
Yeah, Americana.rocks.
Jesus, we can't spell rocks in this fucking studio. There it is. Americana.rocks.
They look like they both work. Why does it? Shut up. Oh, sorry.
Fatty's upset.
Fatty said rocks.
That's what he wants to go with.
Yeah. Americana rocks.
That's what you're sticking with, Fatty. ROCKS.
Yes.
Got it. Americana.rocks. Check them out. Put in SD MMA for a discount, 10% discount, and enjoy all the apparel that they have on that website. So without any further ado, I guess we're going to jump into this, right? We're jumping in with...
Jumping into some news. We have a bunch of fight announcements going on. World Series of Fighting.
Yes.
Okay, we have Krasimir Mladenov. There you go. He's pulling out of his fight due to injury. This is going to be going next Saturday. World Series of Fighting 19. Taking his place to fight against Clifford Starks is Eddie Aziz Medendi.
He's fighting the big red dog?
That's true. And, of course, on that same card is going to be lightweight champion Justin Gaethje defending his belt against Luis Palomino.
Nice.
A horse.
Check that out.
A big red dog and a horse.
Is it Clifford?
Yeah.
Formerly FC,
Clifford.
for 1/26, April 24th, Antipong Barand. It will be going up against
Bunrad. You have Bunrad.
All right, going up against
You said Barand.
Ustakakuyo. Paul Chang going up against Igor Sabora.
God, people are going to be so pissed at us already.
Of course, we're going to have that whole bout is headlined by welterweight champion
We're having
Ben
a great
Askren,
Friday.
defending his belt against Luis Santos. Invicta 12 is actually moving dates from April 10th going to be happening April 24th.
Is there a reason for that? Somebody injured or something?
Yeah, so the strawweight title bout has been announced. It is Katja Kanakapa
I'm not even
going up against Livia Souza.
That is a long-ass name.
Kanakanpa.
Kanakanpa.
Also announced for Abu Dhabi championships that are going down in Brazil August 28th through 30th. Renzo Gracie going to fight Matt Hughes
That's not
in a super fight.
But it's not really a super fight.
It's a super fight.
It's a super grapple.
Yeah, super grapple.
Yeah, it's a lay and pray for Matt Hughes.
I don't know.
Snapple
he
should
actually won
sponsor
a couple
Grapple.
Abu Dhabi, so
Has
he
he?
actually did something more than just lay and pray.
Oh, okay.
Grapple brought to you by
And then, of course,
Snapple.
moving on to the UFC, we got some bouts and things announced. UFC 67 will be going down May 30th in Brazil, headlined by Carlos Condit against Thiago Alves.
Sweet.
I really like that fight.
Where do they get money for tickets down there?
I'm excited for that fight.
What?
Dude, the Mexico City card, you can get front row tickets for $500.
What?
Yeah.
Like $500 American dollars?
Yeah.
All right. Did not know that.
Also on that UFC 67 Fight Night card, UFC
Ultimate
Fight Night
67.
Is going to be Jan Cabral against KJ Noons.
God, we were going really fast. It's like we were partying with John Jones last night. It's insane.
Ultimate Fight Night 68 in New Orleans, June 6th, headlined by Ryan Bader versus Daniel Cormier.
Right on.
Matt Metrione, Ben Rothwell. Tim Boetsch against Dan Henderson. I really like that fight.
This is a pretty good free card.
Yeah, Brian Ebersol against Alan Jabouin. And also rescheduled from UFC 177 when Barao passed out. Joe Soto was supposed to take on Anthony Burchak in that bout. Instead, he got moved up to the main event to take on TJ Dillashaw. Their bout is actually finally rescheduled for this New Orleans card.
Right on.
I thought you were going to say somebody gave the hot tub a fight.
And then today announced UFC 190, August 1st, in Brazil. Ronda Rousey will be defending her belt against Betch Carrera.
I thought she was going to fight anymore this year. I'm surprised.
No, she said after she's done with her movie, she'll fight.
Oh, okay.
So, and then the rumors are swirling that Mauricio Shogun Rua will be fighting Antonio Little Nogueira.
Did they fight each other in Pride?
They did back in 2005. It was a pretty good bout.
Was it?
And they're both. Shogun is the coach on Ultimate Fighter Brazil. Nogueira, his older brother, the bigger brother is the coach currently as well. So this is kind of a coach matchup. They're just going to get like the smaller twin.
Yeah, right.
Like the one that's in his weight class. So it kind of makes sense.
The one that didn't get his pituitary run over and turn into a giant?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
That one. And then one last thing that was announced today. This just in.
This just in?
Yeah, they were saying Dana White has announced that Jessica I will fight Miesha Tate for the number 1 contendership spot.
Oh my God.
So Miesha Tate may have a
third
shot at Ronda Rousey's title as long as Ronda Rousey gets through Betch Carrera in August.
And if she gets through right?
Yes, and if she gets through
And I think she will.
You think she will?
I think she will.
I don't know, man.
I don't think it's going to be easy, but
That's going to be a tough fight.
And I think that we are going to have Miesha Tate versus Ronda Rousey 3, which will end similarly to 1
with
and
another
2.
broken arm.
You know what that means, though, right?
Could she take any more of her arms?
Rocking everywhere.
Could she take any more of her arms? I mean,
No, now she takes a leg.
now she takes a leg. She's going to go all Paul Harris on her.
Yeah, or she's going to break the nose or something.
Alexander Shlemenko has failed his drug test, and his bouts with Melvin Manhoof has been turned over to a no contest.
Aw, man.
His TE ratio was high. Wah, wah, wah.
I mean, whatever. It's just that we hear so much about the TE ratio, and like John Jones's ratio before and after the test was all wonky.
True.
And it's like right here it says TE ratio is approximately 1-to-1. Well, when do we ever get a 1-to-1?
Right, and they say that anything over 4-to-1 is a positive test. That his actual results were not given yet.
And like Sean Shirk, when he got busted for it, he was 12-to-1.
That's quite a bit.
It is, but he walks around like over 4. He walks around like 6 or 8.
That's because he's taking something.
No, but no, there's those guys you grew up with who could grunt and grow a beard, bud. You know they're not walking around 1-to-1.
Hey, I was probably like 3-to-1 when I was in 4th grade.
Really?
Now I'm just 1-to-1.
Did your voice sound
back.
the same in 3rd grade?
Yeah.
4th grade, it talked like this. Yeah, 4th grade. And I was this tall in 6th grade.
He's like, Joey's not making it to school today.
Yeah, hell yeah. People call my house, think I was my stepdad. Hey, what's up, Steve? What's going on, man? Nothing. Can I bring that stuff by later? Yeah. Just leave it on the porch.
Chris Holdworth is going to be out for a year. Says he is suffering from post-concussion syndrome.
This is the new restless leg syndrome.
I like this thing. Yeah, except you're not going to take medication that's going to make you gamble for it. The thing that I don't understand is Chris Holdsworth says, as I'm getting older, I'm starting to learn that it's better to train smarter than harder. Like, how much older does he feel like he's getting by training? He's like, what, 23?
That's something that you get told is like when you're young, though.
It's not like it sounds like, it's not like Dan Henderson going, as long as I've been training, so as I get older, I feel like I should be training smart. Chris, you're 23. Like, come on.
I think it says he's 27 right there.
No.
Yeah,
really?
So it says right there.
Oh,
that line.
Even then, not old.
Huge difference.
Even then, not old.
I know. I'm just
27.
He's not even out of his 20s yet.
Not even out of his
That's a
20s.
presidential term. 4 different years.
He's
not
still
that
a
long.
kid.
That's just long.
Anybody under 30 is still a kid.
There you go. Done.
Period.
fuck. I'm not a kid anymore.
Josh Koscheck recently talked about his loss. He will be fighting, by the way, this Saturday.
right.
He's fighting tomorrow. He's talking about his loss against
being choked unconscious.
Jake Ellenberger, and he said at some point he didn't know what he was going to do. He thought about hitting him in the nuts. He says, I was thinking, I could just crack him in the balls right now. I'll just keep fighting, make a mistake, cost me the fight, but you can't let your guard down. I let my guard down. That's what happened. That was the only thing he said. He said he slapped on the choke. It was really, really tight. He's like, man, if I hit him out of the nuts, I'll get out of this thing. I'm only going to get a warning.
That's been my
Have you ever thought, like, have we ever seen anybody ever do that? I mean, other than the guy who was, like, hitting Joe's son in the nuts repeatedly.
Right.
It's not a bad tactical decision.
No, it's like...
I mean, because you get one warning. Hey!
Don't
do that. That's what Joey said always about the eye poke, too.
That's always been my
It's like,
tactic.
fuck it.
As soon as they're like, okay, fight, then you just walk out, kick him squat in the nuts. You know what I mean? You can't do that. Okay, and now he's like, can't walk right anymore.
Yeah, even if you take a minute or two, you're fucked for a while.
Yeah. Like then get a good nut shot in, and then go for the eye poke right after they say fight. And like, I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but let's go. You okay?
Shake it off.
Roy Nelson and Josh Barnett have agreed to fight each other via Twitter.
All right.
Yep.
This is binding.
It's by
not a contract
they haven't
crayons.
they haven't done the crayon contract yet. I'm sure it's in the works.
Those two should do it in barbecue sauce.
Roy Nelson, a fan approached him and said, would you be open to performing at Metamorphosis? I'd love to see you against Barnett. Barnett says, really? He says, that's awesome, but we fight first. It's better money. Since Barnett says, well, you seem to be a glutton for punishment. Sounds like a plan. They tag Dana White. Let's make this happen. It's awesome for the fans. Josh Barnett says, I'm down. If you guys like us, say go. we'll follow through.
It is a good fan fight.
Would you like to see that fight?
I do not disagree with that. I think it's a great fan fight.
Yeah?
You got both of these guys aren't doing a whole hell of a lot in their division as far as like winning. But people like us that are really fans of the sport would like to see that, I think.
We have two more women, continued arguments and hate talk about Ronda Rousey. We start off with Juliana Pena here. She was on Submission Radio recently, and she said that she feels that Ronda Rousey is a bully, and she thinks that she could definitely defeat her. She says one thing is, though, she's not afraid of Chris Cyborg, and she'll fight her at 150 pounds, 145, 125 pounds. How do you think Juliana Pena would do against Cyborg Justino?
Well, I mean, we just saw Cyborg win pretty devastatingly in her, after a 2-3 year layoff.
Yep.
So, I mean, looking as good as she is, I think that Pena should... I mean, you got to be confident, obviously, being in this game.
Yeah, Pena's coming off of injury as well. I mean, quite a long-time injury. Mind you, she only went through the Ultimate Fighter house to win the season, and then we haven't seen her since.
Well, I mean, I understand, you got to be cocky in this game. You got to think that you can beat everybody, because if you think that you're going to lose, then why are you doing this? Everybody goes into this thinking they're going to be the best in the world at some point, and they come off of losses, they shake it off, and they keep going for that gold. So I can understand that. I can understand why Pena wants to be confident and cocky and stuff like that, but really I think Cyborg would probably mess her up pretty bad. Especially at like 150 pounds.
Yeah. Cyborg's upset that Dr. Anna Marie DeMars, which is Ronda's mom, was on Submission Radio saying that she looked like a Kardashian mom giving an interview for what? Because she wants to be a TMZ superstar. Submission Radio is the one who approached Ronda Rousey's mom, who is an accomplished mixed martial artist in her own right. She's a martial artist. She was a judo champion.
Yeah, judo champ, right?
And that's basically what they talked about. And they talked a little bit about her daughter, but mostly about her career. Obviously, Chris Cyborg did not like the things that were being said, because basically Ronda's mom said that she believes that her daughter would armbar Cyborg.
Yeah.
That she just basically went off saying that, everyone keeps making fun of me that I made weight or missed weight. I've only missed one time weight in 10 years. I guarantee I'll make 140. Ronda looks like a pussy. She talks about me, and then she's quiet and has her mom defend her, which she didn't say anything. Her mom didn't really call her out. They were asking her questions. I just think it's funny that she's getting so upset.
Could this be a translation issue, though, too?
A lot of it probably, it was translated through the UG.
Yeah. No, I mean, when with Cyborg's listening to these interviews,
right?
Somebody's translating it for her.
Yeah.
So could it be a translation issue? Because, I mean, just because Ronda Rousey's mom brought her up, obviously doesn't mean that she's calling her out. But there could be a translation breakdown somewhere where it sounds like, lost in words that, she called you out, said that she'd armbar you.
She says that, I don't want your belt, I want your soul, champion versus champion.
I don't want your belt, I want your soul.
I will break you.
Holy shit, that's awesome. That's probably the best call out we've heard in a long time. I dig it.
I want your soul.
Yeah.
She needs a Dread Pirate Roberts shirt.
This fight has to happen. It needs
eventually.
to happen.
Police arrested basically the guy where I used to get a lot of my UFC fights from.
Allegedly.
Sir Paul.
Dodge does not have any of these.
Nope, not anymore. From Sir Paul, who was one of the Pirate Bay's biggest torrent collectors of WWE and MMA bouts. They have arrested him. Apparently he's been released already, and the UFC has applauded the UK Police Intellectual Property Unit. Arrested him. He's 55.
Wow, really?
Yep, but they already let him go. So
go back to Torrent.
We'll see if he goes back to Torrent.
So McMahon's not saying anything about it?
Nope.
Huh.
UFC's happy. They're going after those pirates, man.
Yeah, because I'm sure that really hurts their bottom line.
Yeah, WWE's like Walmart. They don't care.
Whatever, dude. Bootleg it again.
Yeah, dude. Walmart doesn't prosecute. You can steal all you want from Walmart.
Well, realistically...
Don't do it, though. Don't listen to him.
This is not officially from...
A bunch of people just start looting Walmart.
This is not officially... This is not from Split Decision. We do not condone looting.
No, we don't. That was something I read.
But realistically, for WWE, if people are downloading the fights, they're going to want to watch the new WWE stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Got to figure out the storyline, otherwise you're going to be lost.
Yeah, exactly. Can't come halfway in on that shit.
That's what she said.
Never go halfway.
Never go halfway. Todd Duffy made his impressive return in UFC. 33-second knockout over Anthony Hamilton. Now says he wants to fight Frank Mir.
All right.
You interested in seeing that fight?
I want to see what else Frank Mir is going to do after his big win after he knocked out bitch tit Silva. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I'm interested.
I'm waiting for his drug test. I'm a little suspect.
Drug test of who? Bitch tit Silva?
No, Mir.
Or Mir? Okay.
Because Mir, he was solid and fast.
Cocaine?
That's okay.
It's okay.
I'm not. If you test with cocaine, it's okay.
Another call out we have is Tyron Woodley calling out Johnny Hendricks after his recent bout.
Nice.
He says, I think Johnny should fight me. We have unfinished business from the Big 12 days. I think it's a great style matchup. Two wrestlers with heavy power beating top 10 guys. I think we made a stake for the title. He did the same thing Rory did. 2 months later on short notice, I knock out Dong Young Kim. Let's be for real. Let's get this going.
I don't know. Sounds like a NASCAR fight.
Yeah.
And he's laying on him to the left. And he's laying on him to the left.
Well,
He takes him to the wall.
I was only 75% my right arm. And
Yeah.
My left arm was about 80.
And he takes him to the wall. Over and over again, to the wall.
And then to the window.
Khabib Nurmagomedov has been talking some trash lately. A lot of trash, in fact, about pretty much everybody. Right now he says Rafael Dos Anjos has his belt. He's going to come back strong. He's beat everybody, but he hasn't. He's not going to be able to beat me. He says that Cowboy is a phony. He's a fake. I don't think he's a real cowboy.
Cowboy the phony Cerrone?
He's the all-time drink drunk. I don't think he's a real cowboy. I'm a real cowboy. I'm a mountain guy. I train in camp all my life. I wrestle with bears. I'm the real cowboy. He's just a drunk guy. I'm a Dagestan cowboy 100%. And then also talking about Anthony Pettis saying that he should now have to go to the prelims.
Damn.
What do you think?
Hey, he's been on a really good tear in his weight division. I mean, go ahead, run your mouth like Conor McGregor does and get yourself some attention. See what happens.
I mean, he does have the next spot
Yeah.
after Cowboy if he gets through Cowboy.
No, I mean, if you're in the position to talk trash, talk all the trash you can.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not, then shut up.
And then last little bit of news before we go into the recap and the preview for this weekend. We have the Nevada State Athletic Commission will be meeting on Monday to go over the Nick Diaz failed test, the Hector Lombard failed test. However, not on the agenda is Anderson Silva's test. He says that he is going to be pleading his case in front of the commission in April, basically saying that he's never done anything wrong. He's clean. He's not a cheater. And the UFC has decided that they're going to stand by him. And they say, we are very hopeful that he can explain what happened. We want to make it very clear that regardless if the Athletic Commission decides, Anderson Silva has been an incredible champion, an incredible representative of the UFC, and an incredible representative of the sport of mixed martial arts. Whatever happens, we hope him the best, and the UFC will be standing by him.
I just like how quickly they get to all this stuff. It's only going to be like 4 or 5 months before anything happens. Awesome
True.
work, guys. Awesome work.
I think in the Diaz case, they're trying to figure out what exactly they can do.
Yeah, what can they do? Because this is now his third time that he's failed for marijuana.
Right.
Stop testing people for marijuana, for one. That's an idea.
Well, they already raised the levels just for him to like 100 to 1 instead of 10 to 1.
But let me ask you this. Is there an allowable level of cocaine?
Apparently not. You just have to go to rehab for a day.
Power through that shit.
And it has to be not when you're scheduled to fight, like during a fight. Like if you do it like before your fight, not immediately before, but like month before, no big deal. They don't care.
Now, see, here's the thing. And this goes back to the whole. We had this.
That's how the competition testing.
We had this conversation at the podcast a while ago.
Yep.
Is the reason that Nick Diaz keeps getting in trouble is because he's testing positive right after the fight.
Yes.
That's why he's getting in trouble. Because this is also considered one of those out of competition, not a big deal drugs, but weed stays in your system for so long, he can't get clean before he tests, and he doesn't give a shit either, which is fine.
He also has medical use of it here in California, where it's completely legal.
Completely legal, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so
I wonder if he would have fought in Denver, just real quick, would they test him for marijuana?
Yeah, they would.
If they go to Washington, are they going to test him for marijuana?
Yes,
because it's the NSAC that does the testing.
Because it's still a banned substance in competition, no matter what. And that's the thing is like as it becomes legal in the next 5 years, they're saying that this is just going to be legal coast to coast. There's just no point in keeping it illegal anymore. So are they going to continue to test for it after it's legal coast to coast? Because it's a banned in competition drug, and we never got an answer on if alcohol would have the same result. Like I said, what if your pre-fight ritual is to take a shot?
Right.
And then, you take a shot right before you go out there, and then you come back and you're at 0.02 or whatever from taking the shot because your fight's 15 minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's not long enough to get out of your system. So would you then get fined for that?
They don't make anybody take a breathalyzer.
Right, but
they do a blood test. I mean, right?
Right. So if alcohol showed up in there, we never got the answer on that. Would it be banned? Is alcohol banned in competition? If it's not, then marijuana at the same time should not be either. Yeah. Right now it's just an excuse.
Any doctors out there? What was the doctor you were talking to on Google Plus, or was it Twitter?
I can't remember, but yeah,
hit her up.
Dr. Kevorkian,
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, Nikki Neversleep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sounds trustworthy.
Yeah, total doctor.
Oh yeah.
So then we had our bouts that happened, our pay-per-view that happened last Saturday. Did you have a chance to watch everything?
I watched some of it. I was out.
Boys, what'd you guys
on a
think?
day trip.
It was good.
Good fights. You want to start off on the Fight Pass card there?
So confused when I saw the Twitter updates coming through, and I was like, "Wait, what? So these have to be typos. These don't make any sense to me."
Go ahead and start there down the prelims, Fight Pass.
So yeah, Jermaine Durandame beats Larissa Pacheco, which you were happy about. You love you some Jermaine.
I like Durandame. The Iron Lady is a tough broad, man. I didn't think she was going to quite get through this fight, but she definitely came through.
2 minutes of the second round, gets a good TKO. Joseph Duffy also beats Jake Lindsay with a TKO head kick, followed up by some punches.
Which, by the way, we forgot to mention, and I'm sure everyone's going apeshit over this already. Joseph Duffy is the last man to defeat Conor McGregor.
Oh, that's right. They got to bring
He's
back.
coming.
He's coming for him, except he's not in the same weight class, and he doesn't feel like he'll drop down to featherweight.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great white hype.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Eventually, maybe.
The last guy to beat Damon Wayans was, I don't remember the guy's name. but-
Antonio Banderas, right?
No, the great white hype? No. some white musician dude.
Oh, no, that was Wesley Snipes and
That was
Antonio
Wesley-
Banderas in, what was that movie?
No, it was Woody Harrelson and Antonio Banderas.
What? What's the movie with Wesley Snipes?
Wesley Snipes is but Michael Clark Duncan? No, Ving Rhames. Wesley Snipes and Ving Rhames. Then there's Antonio.
That's the prison one, right?
Yeah.
They fight in prison?
Yeah.
There you go.
And then you got Antonio Banderas and Woody Harrelson's completely different.
There you go.
Yeah. And then you got Damon Wayans and I don't even know who he is in the Great White Hype.
Yep.
Anyway, whatever. Moving on. Ryan Benoit went up against Sergio Pettis. And
Who got knocked the fuck out?
Sergio, the Pettis brothers did not have a good night.
No.
They went good night. Did not have a good night. And then we move on to your main card. Jared Rosholt went up against Josh Copeland. TKO in the third round.
Josh Copeland doing all the best he could to out-wrestle or try to knock out Jared Rosholt, but just didn't happen once he got tired. Rosholt used his wrestling to take over, got the TKO from the top.
And you still can't click
Ground
on
pounder.
Copeland.
Nope.
Can't click on it.
You can't. Same thing when he was in the ring. You couldn't click on him.
No.
He ain't coming up.
Poor dude. Daniil DeRouche.
Up against Darren Cruikshank.
I was pretty surprised with
First
this fight.
submission of the night right here.
Yeah.
So this goes 2 minutes and 48 seconds to the second round with Cruikshank getting choked out.
It slipped in so nice.
Yeah.
Cruikshank, you could even see it in his face. He's like, hey, what? Oh, shit.
Like a glove. Elias Theodorou, is that right? Mm-hmm. Against Roger Navarez, a TKO as well. This is a great card for finishing.
Great undercard.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, exactly. The prelim card was awesome.
Yeah, prelim card and the prelim card on the Fight Pass. Fantastic
Yes.
finishes if you're into that kind of stuff. Ross Pearson knocks out Sam Stout.
Yeah.
What the hell?
All of a sudden, like,
Caught him pretty good.
yeah.
Caught him pretty good.
It seemed like it came out of left field and just dropped his ass.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was a pretty fantastic knockout. So good for him. That came in the second round at a minute 33. Jumping onto your main card here, you got Henry.
The
Cejudo.
Olympian, Henry Cejudo, who is going to wear the gold trunks to the day he dies, is what he said,
Is
because
that
he's a
right?
gold medalist.
All right, goes up against Chris Carrasco with a unanimous decision.
And to me, this looked like a sparring session in which Cejudo could do whatever he wanted. He's like, okay, we're gonna box for a little while. Okay, I'm tired of boxing. We're gonna wrestle. I'm gonna wrestle. Okay, I'm tired of doing that. Let's try some jiu-jitsu. Okay, I'm tired of that. Let's go back to boxing.
Just
Like,
It was never
completely outclassed.
boring.
every time he would just switch it up to be like, okay, I need to practice on this. You just stand there and let me do what I'm gonna do.
It's a training session for
That's
him.
all it seemed like. I
Because
mean,
it never stopped.
no, it
wasn't-
never stopped. But Carrasco just never. He was always 2 steps behind.
Yeah.
And we talked about that going into the fight, how he's just an average fighter. There's nothing that he
Right.
excels at that excites us. And Cejudo, I mean, he's making a quick jump through the flyweight division. I mean, it's going to be maybe one more fight. He's going against Demetrius Johnson. I mean, that's
he's
just,
already-
there's no top 10 or 5 that's like super dynamic and deep. It's like you're in it and then you're going against the champ.
Pretty much.
Because there's nobody in flyweight right now.
One of the quickest divisions in the UFC for sure. Alistair Overeem made some Roy Nelson burger.
Yeah.
Tenderized that steak pretty bad.
He just looked like a walking bruise.
beat his
Well,
ass.
the picture, I found it was hard to find a good, decent picture of his ribs,
Yeah.
So the one picture I did find, and I posted it on our site,
Screen cap.
6,000 by the end of the night.
Yeah.
That's how many people were looking for that picture.
Really?
Yeah, 6,000 people hit our picture
It
by
was-
the end of the night.
Nice.
Overeem did a smart and
Good find.
Looked like
Yeah.
a good looked like the potential that he has. Hit him with heavy knees, hit him with kicks from the outside, even flying knees coming
Yeah.
in and jumping knees, and just worked him completely from the outside. He got a little bit of flack from the Texas crowd, kind of running, trying to reset himself. But I mean, that's
He was surviving.
he was resetting. I mean, he got hit, he
he was-
backed up, he circled and did a quick run. All right, I'm going to get back in front of you.
Yeah.
Took control of the cage the entire time. It is what it is. I mean, Alistair Overeem looks pretty good.
I wish Rogan would have asked him, at what point did you just say, I'm just not going to let him knock me out?
Yeah.
Because it was just, I would say late into the second, all of the third was just survival.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, you could see, even if you look at our picture, you could see the toe marks.
Yeah.
You could see
From
the
the
toes.
kicks, yeah.
It was horrible. And it's like when he didn't kick his side, he kicked his leg.
Yeah.
And then when he faked the kick, he punched him in the face.
Yeah.
It was Roy didn't have nothing except for I'm not falling down.
And I'm going to keep trying to throw this overhand right.
Well, it's good. I mean, maybe Alistair Overeem has finally found his feet in the UFC.
I hope so.
You know, that'd be a good thing for him.
I hope so.
Looks like the Reem of old days.
Johnny Hendricks against Matt
Well, I guess
Brown.
mid days, because old days would be 2,005 pounds.
Yeah.
So.
Johnny Hendricks against Matt Brown. Again, I don't know. Johnny Hendricks, he used his wrestling basically the entire time because he didn't seem... Again, I think he couldn't take out Matt Brown at the feet, on the hands, and so he immediately just out-wrestled him. And he mixed it up well. I'll give him that. He went from the hands to the feet, and dropped him, did a lot of level changes, confusing Matt Brown. Matt Brown could never get off the tenacious offense that he's used to using and taking guys out and pushing forward because he was constantly worried about being taken down. But Matt Brown still looked good off of his back. He was throwing up submissions left and right trying to get out of there.
Right.
But Johnny Hendricks just smothered him. I mean, that's just what it was. Used his wrestling to his advantage.
Yeah. And he wasn't real accurate.
No.
He didn't come out. It was not like when he fought Lawler at all.
No.
He just seemed flat. But then again, like you said, it's when you're getting tossed around, you're like, shit, this is not what we practiced.
Damn it.
This is not how we practiced it.
And Dana White said in that post-fight he was not really impressed with Johnny Hendricks' win. Doesn't know if he'll be getting the next number one contendership spot title shot, which I don't blame him. To me, it didn't look that. It's not that impressive.
It was the guy he was fighting. That's what I'm saying.
When's he going to wake up from being a guy who people thought beat GSP to now being a guy who people are like, I'm not really on the Hendricks.
Right, Hendricks was fighting some guys, knocking guys out, catching guys with that left hand in his earlier career. They weren't anybody that was big names. I mean, there were names, but he was kind of working, and he just looked impressive because he was supposed to be this wrestler, and all of a sudden he's knocking guys out.
Yeah.
And now that he's at the topper echelon, he isn't quite putting it together the way I'd like to think.
Because he still tried to play the point game, but
he did it
at a faster pace.
Yes,
he was more aggressive. He did it at a faster pace. But he still played the point game.
To me, I still want a champ like we have right now, which is Robbie Lawler, who's going out there to finish fights.
Right.
Hopefully that's what he comes out to. Because I mean, Matt Brown, I had high hopes that this was going to be a very ferocious, high impact fight.
Couldn't get out there,
and he was flat.
Yeah. And your only finish on the main card, of course, came from your co-main event, the strawweight women's championship match with Joanna
Jędrzejczyk.
All right. Up against Carla Esparza. It's like it's on a button. Up against Carla Esparza, who was your champ from the Ultimate Fighter women's thing. She got her
first ever women's strawweight champion. And
so we got this girl, Carla Esparza, who we got to interview. Very, very nice girl. She came off being the Invicta champ, goes into the Tough House, loses her first match in the Tough House, but then she gets back in the tournament because of an injury and makes it all the way up to the top.
No. She won. She won all the way through.
Did she?
Yeah.
I thought she lost her first one.
That was Tisha Torres.
Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, she wins. So she wins the Tough House, gets given the belt. First time ever we've gotten a champ just straight out of the Tough House, and then she goes for her first defense and just gets knocked the fuck out.
She had nothing on the feet compared to Joanna, and Joanna definitely worked on her sprawl. There was a couple times where I thought, but Carla was going for these she was telegraphing the shit out of her takedowns. She's going from way out, trying to grab these takedowns where she's now reaching at ankles and stuff, and she's pulling back and sprawling.
But she was trying to recover from massive combos.
She couldn't put, and Carla herself couldn't put anything together. Nope. She wasn't even trying to set up, I'm going to punch and take you down. It was just, I'm trying to take you. Oh, I missed. I missed.
How quickly do you think in the first round that Joanna, or whatever you say her name, had Carla freaking out and desperate?
5 minutes in. Not even 5 minutes. It's 5 minute round, so first minute and a half in.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was hitting her pretty hard, and I think once she couldn't get the takedown, it was, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it was like...
Now what?
It was...
Now what?
It was panic is what
and
it was.
Joanna turned it up in the second round, and she knew. She's like, she's not going to take me down. I'm going to light her up on the feet. And you can tell she got a little more loose, started throwing more combinations, throwing more kicks, and then just trapped her against the cage and just... the referee stepped in. As she collapsed, the referee stepped in.
Right. And when Carla sat down after the first, you seen it in her face, like you said.
Oh, she's...
So just keep in mind, people, that dogs, bees, and Joanna can smell fear.
Yes. And I think she got in her head. She totally got in her head the whole time. I mean, she, telling her, you're not number one. Stop putting your finger, you're not number one. I'm number one. You got nothing.
Wow.
I mean...
She looked. I mean, your new champ looked dangerous. I mean, I don't know enough about the strawweight division to pull names out of a hat as to who.
I'd like to see her against Joanne Calderwood. I think that's a good stand-up battle.
But she's another one too. I don't know where they get it. Their arms are real small.
Yeah.
But the impact when they land hand, because it's not, they don't have big hands.
No.
They're just heavy. The punches and the combinations that she threw are just. There's no coming back from that.
Yeah.
It's like I had a plan. I did.
Everyone does get punched in the face.
Mike Tyson.
And then your main event, like what the hell happened here? Anthony Pettis falls to Rafael Dos Anjos. The two hands will always win.
Rafael Dos Anjos coming into this fight had a torn MCL.
Oh, really?
And also a broken nose.
Take that, Johnny Hendricks.
He could only breathe out of one side of his nose.
Really?
In the first round, when he hit Pettis, he broke Pettis' orbital socket.
Wow.
Pettis had to end up staying in Dallas for an extra 3 days because he couldn't get on a plane to go back home to Milwaukee. Just like Josh Koscheck when GSP broke his.
Cabin pressure.
And he had to stay in Canada and had to go to New York for surgery. They had to drive him.
I'd probably rather stay in Canada.
Than Texas?
Yeah, maybe. Lots of steers and queers.
So, and everyone's saying, was this a overwhelmingly dominant performance by Rafael Dos Anjos? Do you feel that it was competitive still?
No.
Not at all?
It didn't look... No, it didn't look...
Did you feel it looked competitive?
Not after the second.
Not after the second?
From what I saw, it really looked like Anthony Pettis was out of it. It didn't look
again,
like...
broke his orbital socket in the first round. That'll definitely do it. He told by the fourth, you actually audibly heard him in his corner say, I can't see out of my left eye.
Yeah. I think he mentions it in the third.
In the third.
They're like, shut up.
He's like, but no, he tells him, I can't see out of this eye. And he goes, I know, son, but you're going to have to defeat him.
Quit getting hit in the face.
Stop letting him kick you.
Stop letting him hit you in the face.
Kicks are bullshit.
Yeah, don't hit him in the face. It's bullshit. You don't want those. That's my advice. You'll be good.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy where if I go out there and I get my ocular socket fucking broken, I'm just going to walk out of the ring. Yeah.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah.
It'll hurt.
I will pop out if you cry. You can't put pressure behind
how
it.
much it'll fucking hurt if you start crying?
You can't put pressure behind that. I just, my eye.
I tear up at a corner of a cupboard when it's hanging out.
Piece of dust. No, it's over.
But I look around first.
Nobody's here to watch.
Did you see what that cabinet did to me?
It's gonna be interesting to see if Dos Anjos can hold on to his belt against Nurmagomedov. If Nurmagomedov gets through Cowboy Cerrone.
I don't know, man. I love what he's doing, dude.
Yeah, it
is a page right out of Conor McGregor.
Talking some trash.
Yeah.
The Cerrone fight's going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be good.
I'm looking forward to that.
Because he's getting pissed.
He even says he's getting pissed. He's like, I'm coming for that fucking belt, and that guy is getting under my fucking skin, and I'm going to take it out of him.
So, he's out drinking beer and riding fucking jet skis like a motherfucker.
Yeah, because I could just tell you, I mean, everybody...
I'm a cowboy. He's going to come in on a horse.
Yeah.
You can't be mad on a jet ski.
Yeah.
Right?
Cerrone's mad on everything.
What's the name of their team?
Cerrone.
Team Bad Motherfucker, right? BMF camp.
Motherfucker's mad on a rainbow. That dude's mad at everything. All right, so we're jumping on to... We got a UFC this weekend. It's happening down in Brazil.
This is... And after 2 back-to-back pay-per-views, we finally get... I don't know if you're happy about this or not, a Fight Night card. We're now going to have 4 Fight Night cards, including a Fox card, in a row until UFC 186, Dillashaw versus Barao 2.5. That is going down April 25th. So the card is going to be Saturday at 7 p.m., not some magical time in the future... Or after, Josh. It's going to be 7 o'clock our time.
What the fuck are you talking to somebody else?
Sunday. It's going to be on Saturday.
So Saturday, 7 o'clock our time. So what time is that going to be Brazil time?
Don't ask him. Don't ask him.
This is when they're fighting at 1 o'clock in the morning
in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, on Fox Sports 1. This card was originally headlined by Uriah Faber and Rafael Sunsao. Sunsao has injured, so they removed the entire main event.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's going to be live at 7 o'clock.
I'm wiring in a sampler next week. We're going to start using clap clips, and Marty, it's the Libyans. Get in the car. We're going to Rio for a fight. 88.6 gigawatts.
Starting off
88 miles an hour, man.
88 miles an hour. On Fox Sports 2.
God damn it.
Yeah, I can't say names anymore. They won't let me.
No, Fox Sports 2, which nobody has.
Well, okay,
I got it.
Technically starting on Fight Pass, thanks to Matt, we can watch these first 2 fights.
Okay, so
we can FaceTime. Is that legal?
Is that legal? Yeah. Did you see the guy who sets up his FaceTime on his iPad so he can point it towards? What does he do? He FaceTimes his TV somehow.
Yeah. So
he can still play PlayStation while he's in the bathtub. It's pretty fucking awesome. It's brilliant.
That is awesome.
So, okay, on your prelim card, you can watch on UFC Fight Pass, you got Bentley Seiler going up against Freddie Serrano. And then you got George, or we're going to go Jorge?
Jorge de Oliveira.
Jorge de Oliveira going up against Christos Iagos.
Yes, then moving on to Fox Sports 2, which nobody has, except for apparently now.
We got it.
You
Dennis
got it?
stole it.
Cool.
I got it.
He stole it somehow. Leonardo Maravavs.
Loaded up on my Gamecast.
Mafra. There's no space there.
Sorry.
Going up against Kane Carrizosa. You're not picking anybody on these, I see.
No, I don't know enough about
these
guys
are
from Brazil.
a lot of Brazil fighters. Leandro Silva going up against Drew Dauber.
Except for the last Brazil card, you should always present it on Brazilian.
Always.
On the last one,
Don't bet on
it was the opposite for some reason, and everybody got taken to the cleaners.
for about $1 Brazilian.
Yeah, for a lot of Brazilian dollars.
Kevin Souza going up against Katsunori Kikuno.
Yep.
And then Francisco Trinaldo going up against Akbar.
It's a trap.
Yes. It's a trap. The nipples are a trap.
See, you go for it's a trap, and I was thinking of the comedian Jeff Dunham immediately. Ahmed Akbar, right?
I kill you. They are dead.
All right, and then go to Fredo Castro.
This is your main card on Fox Sports 1 at 7.
Goes up against Andre Touchy-Feely.
Is that our time? Their time? What time is it?
It's in the future.
Considering we have people listening in different time zones, fucking
Hey, it's 3:40 p.m. right now.
7 our
as we're
time.
recording.
Figure out when our time is.
Yeah, we're
Like right now, it's
relocated.
3:40 our time. So
time?
whenever you're listening to it, set your clock.
All right, so got Fredo Castro is 11-3, 3-3 in the UFC, going up against Andre Touchy-Feely, who was 14-2, 2-1 in the UFC. You have Andre Feely in this one.
I'm taking Touchy in this one. Team alpha male guy. We've talked about him before. He's really dynamic on the feet. He likes to mix it up well. Really aggressive striker. Always coming forward. Has a really good, decent double leg. However, he doesn't seem to do so well in the defense. He has decent wrestling, but he doesn't seem to use it defensively well. He always is trying to rely on the scramble. He's constantly moving around instead of going for a sprawl. It's going to be interesting. We've seen him get in trouble with that especially when he fought Max Holloway. Whereas Papi Castro is another guy who constantly comes forward, throws caution to the wind, definitely when using his offensive maneuvers. Lots of flashy kicks, spinning back fists, flying knees. But his wrestling is horrible. Horrible wrestling. Extremely dangerous off his back, though. That's why I just think Andre Feely, with the wrestling that he does have, will be able to take this fight.
Even though he doesn't have great wrestling defense, he's not going to have to worry about that going up against Godofredo Castro, huh? Are you drawing dicks on paper again?
That's literally what he said.
If anyone caught what we caught, you send it in. Well,
Yeah.
we're not going to give you anything, but you can feel special.
We're not going to give you shit. And then
Good wrestling, but not defensively. Is that better? You happy now?
There you go.
I like defensively.
No, I wrote, he has good defense, but not defensively. It's good wrestling, but not defensively.
I still like defensively. That's that word. It's like a name for somebody. It's like a bad guy in old Warner Brothers cartoon. Dastardly defensively. Gilbert Burns going up against Alex Oliveira. Gilbert Burns is 9-0, 2-0 in the UFC. Alex Oliveira is 10-1 and 1, but he's never fought in the UFC.
Yes. Burns is a good striker. Mixes his combinations up very, very well. Great wrestler. A legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. Whereas Oliveira is replacing the injured Josh Thompson. He's had some time to prepare for this fight since February is when Josh pulled out. He's got good combinations. Likes to go to the head and the body. Transitions well in and out.
Josh never pulls out, by the way.
Oh, yeah, how many kids you got? In and out of the pocket pretty well.
It's called the butt.
He likes to slam guys.
In and out of the pocket pretty well. Like
Right?
slam
Right?
guys.
However, I got to be taking Gilbert Burns.
That's why he doesn't have any kids. He never pulls out. Might be in and out of the pocket pretty well, but he likes to slam guys.
Transitions well, too.
We still talking about Josh?
No, this is all talking about Alex Oliveira. Children. I work with children.
He's a power top, and
I'm taking Gilbert Burns in this one.
Yeah, I see that. Amanda Nunes going up against Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's back. 9-4 is Amanda Nunes with 2-1 in the UFC. Shayna Baszler's not won a fight in the UFC. She's 15-9. She was a powerhouse back in the day.
Queen of Spades, however, is 1-3 of her last 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Pioneer women's MMA, like you said. I think her best years are behind her. I really like her. This is probably her last shot in fighting at the high levels. Very, very highly skilled, especially on the ground. She just doesn't seem to be able to keep up with the new generation of fighters. She's a little slow on her feet. She'll trade heavy leather. She'll take a beating. She doesn't seem to be able to throw it back as well.
No.
But she does do really, really good on the ground. She's a catch wrestler trained under Josh Barnett. Has her own submissions called the Schwing. Maybe we'll get to see him. I just don't see it going up against Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes is a striker. Heavy power. Good combination. Brutal ground and pound. Doesn't have the best takedowns, however, and her cardio has been a little bit of a problem. I just see it as going TKO in the first for Amanda Nunes.
In the first.
What's
going to be shitty here is that this is another one of those situations where you got somebody who's kind of way past their prime and is not really going to make any waves in the division, but is just kind of there as a I don't know what.
I think this is her last shot. She doesn't win this fight, she's out of the UFC.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, we got these older guys like Josh Barnett and stuff like that. We like to watch them fight.
Yep.
Are they going to be champion? Probably not.
No.
But we like to watch them fight. Their name. Shayna Baszler is the same thing in women's MMA, and so. But these are the kind of people that also fuck up title runs for somebody like Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
It's like Shayna Baszler ever going to be champ? No. But she might possibly beat Amanda Nunes and then screw up Amanda Nunes' train to the title. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Also, Shayna Baszler, we've talked about it before, but if you've never Googled her nickname, go ahead, look it up on Urban Dictionary.
Queen of Spades?
Yeah.
All right.
Look that one up. Or don't. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, whenever he says that, just don't.
Don't. Or do it on your boss's computer.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Totally
Go private.
Do it
Actually,
on
go
your
private.
boss's
Incognito.
computer, 100%.
Incognito, private, whatever.
Leonardo Santos going against Tony Martin. Leonardo Santos is season 2 of Brazil's Ultimate Fighting Championship. What is it? The Ultimate Fighter Brazil 2, right? Winner. He is the winner of that. Also a 7-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Champion. Obviously, great grappler, slick transitions, loves the arm triangle choke, has a smothering top game with good ground and pound. However, his takedowns are pretty shitty. He does have good trips, but his overall wrestling...
Because he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champ.
Yeah, decent striking, and it's definitely building. He's going up against Tony Martin here, who is 1-2 in the UFC, replacing the injured Matt Wyman. Again, another guy that since February has had notice, so he does have a little bit of training camp. A little bit of everything, but not too deep in anything. Big for the division. His cardio has been a problem. I will be taking Leonardo Santos. What? What now?
Nothing. He's giving the thing that says Queen of Spades.
Yeah.
No, Leonardo Santos is the way to go in this fight all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And then jumping up to Eric Silva versus Josh Koscheck. Koscheck just got choked out like 3 weeks ago.
21-day notice replacing Ben Saunders.
Yeah, coming in and going up against Eric Silva. This is a crazy, crazy fight. I can't believe Josh Koscheck's doing it.
Why not?
Because he got choked out.
Yeah,
He's got 3 moves.
His picture looked like a bad Brazers Snapchat picture.
He's got 3 moves. Overhand right, left hand eye poke, and a double leg takedown.
That's all you need.
That's what Josh Koscheck is going to come to try to do. Eric Silva, former Jungle Fight champion, one of the best one-round fighters currently in the UFC. This guy is a whirlwind when it comes to the first round, throws very hard. Lots of spinning kicks, fists, overhand rights, heavy leg kicks.
Spinning kisses, too.
Spinning kisses. That drains him, though, as the fight goes on. So it's going to be interesting. He's good on the ground, has a lot of submissions on his record. He's great in the transition. I'm definitely taking Eric Silva to choke out Josh Koscheck.
I don't know what Koscheck's thinking.
Possibly
he looked
TKO
terrible
him.
in the last fight he was in.
Possibly TKO him.
Yeah, this is going to be over very quickly again. Damian Maia headlines the card going up against Ryan LaFleur. Now, LaFleur's on a 4-fight win streak. So
Yep.
that's
taking out the likes of John Howard and Court McGee.
And he's 4-0 in the UFC. Wow.
Yeah.
So he made his debut in the UFC and
Yep.
has not lost since. That's a pretty freaking big deal. Damian Maia, we've always seen this guy as a kind of hit and miss fighter. I mean, he's a great grappler.
13-6 in the UFC overall.
Yeah, great grappler, great off his back.
Yep.
He's all around good on his on the ground, but he seems to have been improving his stand up the last couple times we've seen him.
Kinda.
I mean,
the thing is like I think now he's going back to his bread and butter. He's going back to his grappling, which is what got him as far as he did in the UFC. When he decided that he could knock somebody out, didn't he knock out Koscheck?
Was it Koscheck he knocked out? Possibly.
I think so. He caught him with a quick left, ended up dropping it, and they thought he was a boxer for like the next 3 fights and ended up losing all those.
But he's still been working on his.
He was working on it, but he needs to go back to what he's doing, which is on the ground. He's a master. He's a wizard. Definitely uses chain wrestling and suffocating grappling very, very well. His jiu-jitsu is really good. He seems a little bit slower though in his older age in the transition. Yeah. He wants to wait it out, and it's not as quick as he once was.
We've said on the show, I don't know how many times, pretty much every time we have Damian Maia on a card, that he just needs to be an instructor.
Yeah,
honest to God, he just needs to be. He needs to be a coach for jiu-jitsu. Right. And
LaFleur is constantly going to come forward. He has really good cardio, really, really heavy left kick. He's going to basically rinse and repeat. He's going to be throwing combos and going for the takedown and rinse and repeat. Throwing combos. I think he's going to win this fight. Take it from Mr. Damian Maia.
I am not going for Damian Maia at all, even though he's
going to Mortal Kombat the shit out of this fight. Is that?
He's going to button mash.
Yeah. Button mash.
Just button mash him.
I do have to say, Joe Silva in the last 3 months has put together some really good fights.
Some really good cards, man.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to give you a total card, but yeah, some fights. Some really good fights, yeah.
He plays him out first on the UFC game. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
it went pretty well.
Yeah. All right.
And then that's what he does it. Puts it on autoplay or something. You know? All right, so that wraps it up. Thanks for listening. Go home. Check out Americana.rocks. That's ROCKS if you want to get some gear. Put in SDMMA and you'll get a 10% discount. And also make sure you tell your friends about us. You can get us on Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud. Subscribe on iTunes or our website. It's the official one is splitdecisionmma.com. Facebook is Split Decision MMA Podcast. If you want to give us a like, Twitter and Instagram is SD_MMA. And from the Ruloff Family Inc. Studios, it's Bueller and Dodge saying have a good night. We'll see you at the fights.